So here we are on the final stage of creating this flyer game. Up until this point, I've kind of told you everything that you need to do, follow the instructions given to you by code.org, but now you get to make your own decisions. This is the 13th puzzle here, and you need to customize your game to be what you want it to be. They give you several suggestions here. They say now that you have the basic mechanics of your game in place, so it's time to make it your own. What do you want to happen? Should the character get points every time it collects a coin? Can you add a scoreboard like you learned in the last lesson? Do you want to make another coin? What about making a bad coin that takes away points? So you need to make at least one improvement to the game that makes it your own. Be prepared to share your changes and improvements with your classmate. So in this case, you're changing something and sharing it with me. We're not going to, at this time, be sharing all of these games with each other as we're on distance learning a thing and we're not in the same classroom. So I'm going to go ahead and show how to set up the score in this video. If you want to do something else, some of these other ideas that they have suggested, you can. You can, if you want, change the sprite animations. Now that won't necessarily count for an additional change. It's just changing the animations. But if you want to put in a bad coin and change all the animations to be something different, you can do that as well. You can change the background color. There's lots of different things that you can change to kind of make this your own. You can make the flyer a Mario character, and the coin, one of the coins from Mario, you can have it play a sound when you collect the coin. So all of these are things that you know how to do that you can implement in this particular lesson. And once again, this is the part that I'm going to be grading out of this lesson. I'm going to come and look at your lesson, your puzzle 13, and see your game, how it works, and see how you customize it to get you the grade. So, if you want to set up a score, then you need a variable. And of course, very easily we can call this variable score. So, we can set it up here. Once again, we set up the variables at the beginning outside of the draw loop. So, we're going to say score, and we're going to start it equal to 0. We also, if we're going to have the score, we want to be able to display the score so that people can kind of keep that in their mind what their score is going to be. So you're going to need 2 lines of text inside your draw loop, one that says score and the other that's going to show the actual current value of the variable score. So in here we delete the quotation marks. And here we're going to capitalize score, and we're going to put a colon so that we can see the actual score. We also probably want to make the fill here make it black, just to make sure that we're going to have the score actually be able to show up. And we want to make our font size something that's going to be big enough to be able to see. So we're going to make this like 14 should be pretty good. You also are going to need to work on the positioning of this just a little bit. So if you see here, my position, it's right here in the corner. I want it actually to come over just a little bit. So I have it at 0 and 15. So we're actually going to put it at 10 for the first part here. So we're going to make this 10. And then we're going to make this one, we'll set it up at 40. And then let's see how that kind of lines up there. And it's not over quite far enough yet, so we need to make it, say, 60 instead of the 40. And this also, even though it's 14, it still looks kind of small to me. So I'm going to make pump this up to 18 instead. And so there we have the scores being displayed. Once I make it up to 18, of course, I need a little bit more room. So instead of 60, we'll change that then to 70. Move it over a little more. So there you go. And as you saw, I just kept running and rerunning the program and checking to see everything was lined up exactly where I wanted it to be. And that's kind of what you have to do to problem solve, to debug, to get it to work how you want it to work. So now all we've got to do is increase the score every time that the character touches the coin. And we already have that code in here where it touches the coin, it reassigns the value of the X and Y position of the coin. So now we just use our counter pattern to add 1 to the score every time that happens. So we go to variables, and we're going to say score equals score plus 1. Okay? So score, we got to spell it right though. Score equals score plus 1. Okay? So now when we run this, and I get my character guy to actually touch the coin, so we float over here, do a little jump, and we get 1 point. And then I gotta move him back over here, jump up a little bit, and 2. And looks like I'm gonna miss the 3rd. Yeah, you gotta hold on to your keys a bit in order to get this to work. 3. Notice the down button doesn't work because you have gravity acting on your character. You don't actually have to push him down. This is different than the counter pattern where we just move him and he moves at a universal speed. This is we're adjusting the velocity in order to get it to go. So we're kind of floating and we are jumping to overcome the effects of gravity. So there you have it. We set up a scorekeeper on this. Feel free to use this as your change and be able to submit the final program, or make your own change, or even do additional changes as well. So hope you had some fun making your own little mini game here, and this is giving you some ideas of things that you'd like to do in your final game when we get to that point in a few weeks.